Good.
Awesome.
Alistair, I'm curious, and after 16 UFC fights, you still have the highest striking accuracy of anyone on this roster. How have you been able to maintain that, despite having different coaches and being with different teams? I'm sure they're telling you to do different things, but that one element has been extremely consistent the entire UFC career.
I don't know, man. I just think I'm an accurate person.
There's nothing more that goes into it than that? I mean, I'm sure it's just instinct. You fight the way you fight, but it's astoundingly high. It's like 8% higher than anyone else in UFC history. And usually, someone that rate that high, maybe 4 or 5 fights, they take someone down, beat them up on the ground. You're doing it mostly striking.
Great, right?
Alistair,
I don't have an answer.
At 39, obviously, you can make strategic adjustments. You can change camps, and these are things that can improve you. But in terms of actual growth as a fighter, how much is possible at this stage of your career?
Well, it depends on your attitude, and I have the ability to kind of go all into a new direction because I've kind of done that a couple times in my career. Put your shoulders to it and focus entirely on a new environment, new stuff, new coaches, new friends, new people, new everything, and that brings changes. So I've done it a couple of times, so I know I can do it.
Do you feel this most recent change can you look back and say, wow, these things, whatever they might be, I can clearly tell they've gotten better?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Every gym brings something different. But I have to say, team elevation is good chemistry, good technique, good everything. Denver's an awesome city. So it's really, I really feel at my place there.
Do you see yourself finishing your career potentially there? Or
yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, for sure. What do you like about Denver?
People are laid back. No, because everywhere is different, right?
Yeah.
And doesn't have to be their fault, doesn't have to be my fault, but people are very laid back. The mountains are beautiful. The elevation, of course, helps. Food is awesome.
Alistair, I'm curious about whether you were following the Walt Harris situation and what your reaction to that was and what you might say to him now if he was here.
Yeah, it's awful what happened to Walt. I was following it every day. The little bits and pieces of information coming out. Usually I would go on Twitter, follow it. It's really bad. It's a really bad situation. It's not even, I have 3 daughters myself. No words, right?
Yeah. Anything you'd say to him if he was here right now?
I would give him a hug. I mean, what can you say to can't really say anything to them. It's awful, the situation.
Did that kind of take your focus off of training for a few days, kind of throw you for a loop?
Well, it changed my focus in the sense of that my opponent changed. And of course, you follow the news, but let's not forget it's not my child, it's not my relative. It's a little bit further away from me. But still, you're like, hey, shit, this stuff really happens. I went into the statistics. That stuff happens kind of often too. Right? So it's a really bad thing, and I don't know how to fix that.
Yesterday you spoke of the belt still being your drive and a reason for still being here. Had things gone differently against Stipe a few years ago, do you think you'd still be competing today?
I don't know. They say everything happens for a reason, right? I don't really like that saying, but I don't know. I think one of the reasons for my longevity, I take good care of my body, my diet, and blah, blah, blah. I see it as a big adventure. It is a big adventure. I was made for the adventure. But also I'm hunting something. And you can see with some other fighters that have already achieved it, then kind of the drive kind of goes away. So maybe it is because I have not had UFC gold yet that I'm still going for it.
You think that's what happened to McGregor?
Maybe with Ronda Rousey, maybe with Luke Rockhold. Other fighters that have kind of stepped away from fighting after that became champion and then lost the belt. Because you've already achieved it, right? And who else was there? Miocic Tate became champ, walked away after.
But Jairzinho hasn't made a huge point of it. When I asked him about whether he thought there was any Surinamese-Dutch rivalry, he said he thought there was in this one. He said when he told people he was fighting a Dutch guy that the instructions from his relatives were to take it to him, is put the polite way of putting it. Do you feel any Dutch-Surinamese rivalry here?
No. To me, you know, like there's a lot of Suriname people in Holland. Actually, in fact, there's more Suriname people in Holland than there in Suriname. I kind of see them a little bit similar. When you go to Amsterdam, you're going to see a lot of Suriname people. They're a little bit different, but they're cool. They're friendly. They got great food. You know, the Dutch soccer team has always relied very heavily on Suriname soccer stars. You know, they're you know. So I just see it as kind of basically the same thing. He might see it a little bit different, but I see it as the same thing.
Anything else? No. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Alistair.
Thank you.
Goed antwoord op het eind, Al. Nederlandse sokkerteam.
Ja.